Can the Eagles go undefeated?
Oh man, they're talking about that around here. They're getting all kind of crazy and anti. Oh my God, this is the big thing. That one of them will sit there talking about, if they go into the last game, which is against the Giants, and if there's 16-0 going into the Giant game, should the starters play that game? That's what they've been asking around. Should they play, or should they, sit them down, put, Gardner Minshew and, the second string guys, the second string line, and, so nobody gets hurt, because they're going to have a bye, after, the first playoff game. So should they rest their guys against the Giants, or should they play, so they can go 17-0, or should they play, up until halftime and then, bring these guys out so nobody gets hurt? That's the big thing that's going on around here.
Interesting. They were talking about Brady and his undefeated season, and I believe the comments that were made were he would love to have an undefeated season, but what he would have preferred was winning that Super Bowl.
What is your ultimate goal at the end of the season?
Win the Super Bowl.
There you go. Because somebody brought up this too. Another interesting fact is that when you get the Super Bowl, when you win the Super, it doesn't have your record on there. It just has the score of whatever what the game you play. There's no score on there. So it is what it is. But around here, that is the big thing around here that if they're going to go undefeated.
I personally, I don't believe any team's going to go undefeated ever again. There's too many games. There's just too many things going on, in my opinion, or at least in my lifetime. And two, I don't care about being undefeated. I care about home field advantage. If I had to pick my choices, it's home field advantage and winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Whatever the record is, home field advantage and winning the Super Bowl. If you can't get home field advantage, win the Super Bowl. Because remember, when we won, we went away everywhere.
Yep.
Right? So, win the Super Bowl. So everyone, I don't know why they talk so much about being undefeated. They're not going to go undefeated. NFC East is too hard to beat all three teams 6 times.
Well, they got a tough game coming up when they play in Washington. Washington's not that bad at all. They got a good defense, and they got the quarterback. Heineke's not bad. They got a running game. The kid that got shot is back now, Brian Robinson, and their defense. Their front. I think Chase Young is supposed to be back either this game or the next game. So all them first round picks are going to be back across the front. So Washington, it's possible.
I just think they're not going to go on there. I think they play pretty good. The last game they played, they didn't really. They're not like crushing teams. It's not like they're overpowering teams. They're winning. They're doing a good job. I got to give them credit. I'm happy when the NFC East does well because it makes them all better. That's how I look at it.
Because they were talking about the other thing they were talking about was their offensive line. Their offensive line, going into the season was like the number 1 ranked offensive line, and they're not playing well at all. They're kind of running the mill and kind of average. They're not doing as well as they're supposed to be. But Jalen Hurts, like I keep saying, is gotten better every year, and he's as long as he can run the ball, and he's another one you got to watch when he runs the ball. He doesn't get blown up. He'll head to the sideline or he'll slide. He knows how to slide and stuff like that. But he never puts himself in harm's way like some of the other quarterbacks do.
Well, that's what he should do. He's got to protect himself. He's the most valuable. But I would think. Well, let me ask you. But I would think that if you're in the playoffs and you're undefeated, I just think it escalates the pressure.
Oh yeah. A lot of pressure,
right? Because everyone's talking about it, and I don't want to hear that. I want to just play the game. You know what I mean? I don't want to worry about going undefeated, right? I want to win. You got to just win, period, right? I just think that adds a little bit more level of complexity, more conversation that you don't want to deal with. I just think it's more problems than it needs to be, right? and let the Dolphins have their one super victory of being undefeated during a time that was totally different.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk, every Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The Sports Cast.